Hello and welcome back to Trace It with Gen Z on Traceability TV, and today we're going to dive into the world of Gen Z in the workspace from their fresh perspectives on culture, on work culture, and their innovative skills. One thing for sure is that we know that Gen Z is going to revolutionize how the workspace works. So my panel, you already know the guys here, but I'll ask them to introduce themselves again for the gram.
So I'm Nabil, and nice to have you guys back again. So
I'm Mumbi. I'm happy to be here.
I'm Myriad.
Jada.
Kalui.
Okay, so I'll start with the first question. What do you guys expect from your employer? What, as you go into the workspace, what is your perspective? What do you want from your employer? Who wants to start? Mumbi.
Well, for me, wow, that's crazy. If I were to have an employer, because for me, I feel like I should be my own boss.
Period. that's the thing about Gen Z.
Yeah.
We don't have no bosses here.
Yeah, but if I were to have an employer, he or she needs to be humble and what do I say?
Humble?
Not humble. There's a word like someone who's understanding, yes, and not quick to anger. Someone who will understand if, let's say if you have a problem somewhere, ready to help you and ready to listen. Yeah. Someone who is ready to listen, yeah.
What about you?
for me, if I am to get an employer or if I am to get employed, I want my boss to be precise with his payments end of time. Because the only reason I would agree for employment is salary.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm going to go and do this job. I know at the end of the month I have a certain amount of money entering an account.
Okay.
But personally, I prefer freelancing. So
Freelancing. You've had, okay, already two people want to be their own bosses. So,
Well, I expect my employer to be someone who's, how do I say it? Someone who doesn't downgrades my talent and then pays me less, or because of the experience and stuff. Like I want someone who's employing me, they're paying me with the, my talent. You get, like, I'm coming out with my talent, you should pay me for the talent that I'm coming to bring into your company without you able to downgrade my pay grade. Also, that is very less unlikely because I will be the employer.
Yes. Hello.
I think for me, money kwanza.
Money minded.
Like I'll deliver, I'll do my work. Wewe bora siku yako, tu ufanye tu mambo yako.
I like it. Okay, me, I have a question. You guys know you're going to start as interns, just in case you don't start with your own job. What is the pay that you guys want as an intern? What do you expect?
as an intern, it depends on what you're interning for or what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
okay, but what's like the minimum you'd expect an intern to get paid?
Not less than 15 Gs.
Not less than 15 Gs.
I agree.
Like not less than 15 Gs. And you?
No, nothing less than 10K actually.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
For me, not less than 15 Gs. No, Adi, above 15 Gs. Like above, not less than 20 Gs. Juu, nimesha kuleo 15 Gs. So.
Okay. Personally, maybe it's because, I don't know, I'm just happy that I'm getting paid. Wow. Maybe I'm not a real Gen Z, but I'm just happy I'm getting paid because I really want to graduate. So that's what I think when it comes to internship. But I've done a lot of internships, and I think because they didn't pay me, anywhere that gets to pay me, I'm happy. But for the future, and for the future Gen Zs out there, ask for your payment, ask for your money. If you know your work is worth 15, ask for 15. If they don't give you as a Gen Z, be fearless and leave. Okay, so I also have another question. What does an ideal work culture look like to you, and why is it important? Work culture, just in case you don't get to freelance a lot.
It depends with the environment. I like a calm and collected environment, somewhere where there's no too much rupture.
Yeah. Okay. And you?
No. Okay, based on how loud I am.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd also agree with him because for me as a creative, I'd really need that space to, come up with ideas. I need an environment that's comfortable and somewhere I can easily interact with someone without having to clash. Yeah.
I'll say this before I get to this. My ideal work culture, the one that was always in my head, I went to visit some particular offices in Westlands, and let me tell you, they were dressing in miniskirts on a Tuesday. It was just like the miniskirts, crop tops, ripped stockings. I was like, this is the place to be. That's my ideal work culture. That's where no dress. Okay, I don't know. I am someone who likes to be free with my dressing style, and I just like dressing up. So being able to be told that I'm not, because my dad would never allow me to leave the house in a miniskirt or ripped anything. But I'd like to be, free with how I want to dress. That's my ideal work culture. And also not a place where there's too many people who are above millennial. I don't know if you get me. Yeah. It's gonna be nothing above millennial. That's my ideal work culture. That's the one when I was always dreaming of a place that anything above millennial, that's a bit too hard, because I know my friends who are doing internships, and they're doing an internship where their boss, the CEO, is actually a millennial, and they even have a bar in the office so that I drink. But yeah, they have a whole bar in the office on Friday, from 1 hakuna kazi, and also a place that nanja naongea sana, but acha tu niseme my dream workplace. Somewhere where that prioritizes mental health. We already have a therapist on call. Mental health is something that they, because that's something that as Gen Zs, we want. That's what we look for. Somewhere that prioritizes our mental health. So I'd like a place that's just purely they understand that there's something called mental health. And also, as I said, back to the millennial thing, me personally, my perspective is, hata kama you're just older than me doesn't mean you're an expert. So I don't want that condescending nature of I'm older than you, so I know better. Let's make it make sense.
For me at this point, I think we know better than them.
Sometimes actually it does look like that.
Okay, so what do you say ideal work culture?
This work culture of 9 to 5, kuja office 9, utoke 5, and then night just becomes a daily routine. To me, it reminds me so much of high school. Just reminds me. Exactly. And there are some people who that life is meant for them, and we are happy for you. But for me, that work culture is not for me. You get I'd want to do most of a freelance type of. So I'm coming in at 11, my work is ending at 3, I'm done with my work, I have other things to do, because I just don't want to limit myself to one place. I want to grow, move around, be diverse, and do many things. You get, I just don't want to be stuck in one place.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, Nabil's plus as in nikiwa mali kumetulia, nafanya tu kazi yangu, namaliza kazi yangu, hata kama ni 12 nimemaliza kazi yangu, si bora nimefanya kazi yangu sana. Juu nakaa 45 nikifanya nini?
And that's why when I was starting, I said that as Gen Zs, we're going to revolutionize the workspace, because if now we're the bosses of tomorrow, mi nikiona msaya amaliza kazi yake 12, akwambia ishia. Enda home. Anguka nayo, enda. Okay, so let's take a break. Okay, so you mentioned something about, one of you mentioned something about 9 to 5. Give me one word to describe how you feel about the 9 to 5 workday as a Gen Z.
Depressing.
Depressing.
Boring.
Prison.
Prison.
Me, I'll say make it make sense. I know that's not one word, but that's the first that came in my mind. Make it make sense, cause why? What are you looking for?
It feels like you're locked in for life, bro. Like, is this what you really want to do? Sometimes I feel like asking, like, is this what you want to do for real? Like, umetoka high school, ndo endele tu na routine ya high school.
But timetable, the same timetable as primary, high school.
like you know, right now it's not even about the the work. It's about what you like doing. Like, you're doing it because you want to do it. You know, now it doesn't even feel like work. It doesn't feel like you're even in a cell or a prison. It feels like you're actually doing what you love. I don't feel like a 9 to 5 gives you that. But then again, there are some people who like the 9 to 5 and that's what they like doing.
I've never met anyone who likes the 9 to 5.
Never really.
Yeah.
Because I know someone who ended up doing a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
And it's really boring for him because he wanted to do sound engineering. Well, he studied for it, but then circumstances happened and he ended up working in this job. I won't mention which job. And it's really boring for him because he's not doing what he wants. Yeah. And he's just focusing on the money right now because he just wants to like build his, maybe he wants to build a platform. You never know. Maybe he's saving somewhere to actually do what he wants. But trust me, the way he complains, it's sad. Because it's also depressing though. Because you might end up having an employer who's talking bad about you. So it's depressing. It's just lowering your, your, and also motisha, haiko. So you're just working for the sake. You're not even working to,
I feel like a 9 to 5 is about money. Is it really about what you want to do?
For me, if I work for 9 to 5, I'll work kama nalipo vizuri.
Vizuri kwako ni?
9 to 5 maybe ni work for 100k.
Who's saying you are 100k? Tell us. I don't know if you're in deep into this episode by now, you know that we are looking for a lot. So you said depressive, boy.
I feel that our workplace is depressive in the sense that no one actually prioritizes your mental capacity or how much social battery you have left. As Gen Z, we work with something called our social battery.
We do.
So if that is depleted and you still have to be at your workplace, you're like, fuck, man. Do I really have to be here?
And sometimes, even sometimes when, like now, the way Jade was saying, it's like prison. You might even end up not getting clients and you're still there. You're still there, so it's like you're just wasting your time.
Or doing the work and you feel like you're not really growing. Because the whole point is for you to grow.
You just do the same thing.
You're doing the same thing every day.
Okay, I have an interesting. You know how there's always been that conversation of how Gen Zs wanachanga kazi. They leave work at lunchtime. Like you are here 1 minute, the next minute your manager is looking everywhere for you. What do you think about that? May I think that if you see a Gen Z has left, because I feel like we're quite hardworking. I don't know. I feel like we are, aren't we? Because look at what we're already doing in Kenya. We are focused. When we have an agenda, we stand on business, and that's on period. But now, if I'm seeing that when I hear a Gen Z has left the workplace, like Evo too, it's probably because they're tired or the place doesn't just make sense. Because me, I'm capable.
There has to be a reason.
There has to be a reason. Like, stop. I think as employers, you should look within when you hear a Gen Z has just left work like that. and for no good reason. Look within instead of looking without, like looking for the reason as to why they've done it. Look at your organization. That's what I'd say. What do you guys think?
True.
Yeah.
You know, even before you'd see like people are saying Gen Z are not hardworking, they don't like doing work, but that's not the case. It's because we know our worth and we know what we really want. And you go to a 9 to 5, they're not giving you what you really want, or they're not giving you the right environment that you should thrive in. So why should I stay in an environment that I'm not thriving in? Then what's the point? I'm just doing work. Like I'm not here to just do work. It's not adding up. It's not adding up.
Like it doesn't make sense for me to stay in a place where I'm not growing. Like if I'm growing as a person and as an employee, then I see it making sense of us to, just me staying there and putting in the work. And then if I'm not even growing and you're not paying me, let me enter my car, reverse, and leave the situation.
If you're not growing, basi mfuko zako mfuko wako ninafaa kwa
ina grow.
Okay, and then another thing that has been said around social media is our language. Someone will start an email with hi, so I kindly find attached. What do you think about the language? Do you think that the professional language is something as Gen Zs that we'll keep in the future, or should it be something we should throw away? Like everyone should be free.
Yeah, you should be free, because why do you want to be governed by a certain rule of how you're supposed to?
But there's something about being professional.
Okay, that's sour. I'm not saying don't be unprofessional entirely.
Yeah.
But there are certain times where you need to be professional, and there are certain times where you shouldn't. So when talking to a Gen Z, you should know that this guy, his mind doesn't work
the same way as
yours. So me, I would have 100 things in my mind right now, and I would say 2 or 3 things.
Yeah.
And I would say them in such a way that the next person is going to be like, hey, this guy, and he wasn't taught how to talk, he doesn't know how to express what he wants. So then you sit down and you're like, bro, you're not following with how things are going and how our upbringing has been. So you're like, we can't just be like you. You guys have been programmed to speak in a certain way, to walk in a certain way, act in a certain way, do things in a certain way. For us, I would say as Gen Zs, we are born rebels.
Yeah, we are.
That's true.
We are born rebels.
Because even like now, do I say our parents or these millennials?
Millennials.
You say our parents, there's this old school.
Yeah,
there's this old school, like he said, there's a way they've been programmed.
Yeah, that's the word. They've been programmed
to act. Us we're not like that. We're not like.
We are technology.
Yeah.
But we have been brought up
True,
in the tech
true.
world.
So I feel like, there are times you need to be professional. That's true. But there are times, don't be too serious.
It depends also on your line of work. If you're working in a corporate career, then you need to be official. But now if you are creative, una send kindly find attached.
By the way, if you don't know, everyone here is a creative. So do not judge us. We're not talking in the corporate term, we're talking in our line of work. That's what I'm saying. What about you?
For me, mbona ukwe programmed, like unaweza kuwa in a place somewhere and then mtu akuja ataongea watu washangae. Lakini for me niko zile za si angesema tu hivi. Sasa
why are you coming through corners? Come direct. Say what you want to say.
Just say it like this.
Yeah, for real, us we've been brought up in a world where for my dad to make me keep quiet, he gave me a phone. For your dad to make you keep quiet as a millennial, anything that goes above millennial, he beats you up. So, for us, there's just a way that our mind thinks and how we act that's so different. And I think people should just start, embracing us the way we are. Tuchukue tu vile tuko, and we will act accordingly. Am I wrong? I mean, this is still tuko.
Yeah, open-minded.
They need to be a bit open-minded.
They do, and that's another question I'd ask. What do you like? What characteristics do you look for when it comes to an employer?
Open-minded.
Open-minded.
If you're open-minded, I'll work for you even for 10 years.
Okay. Let's take a quick break. And thank you to our sponsors, Just One Kenya iHub. Thank you. Okay, guys, when we were talking about leadership style, what kind of leadership style do you think is the most effective for Gen Z employees, like for Gen Z? Like, what kind of leadership style do you recommend?
Understanding.
Why can you dig deep into what they should employers should understand?
I think they need to understand that we are a new generation that's coming up, and we might not think the same way that they're thinking. And so they should be able to cater, or rather change the way the system works, because times change, things change. You guys don't have to keep it the same way as it has always been.
Yeah, what about you, Kamau?
Understanding.
Because
right now, because right now, our generation, the other generation are different. Na unaona ukiona most cases kwa ofisi za majenzi, as in the CEO anakosana na jenzi ama anamvuta kazi juu jenzi hataki kufanya kitu anataka. So hataki kukontroliwa. Yes, we know we are supposed to do this and this and this. By the end of the day tutakuwa tumeifanya. So ukuje utuambie ati by 9 nataka kuwa umefanya hii part. See, by the end of the day bora nikuletee the finished product. Yeah.
Okay.
For me, just giving a listening ear.
Yeah.
Everyone has different ideas, different minds. We don't think the same. Even like for us now, Gen Zs, there's some things we want to say, and we need to be heard. So I feel like the employer needs to be, needs to listen.
Yeah.
And also just understand. Yeah, I'll just emphasize with understanding. Yeah.
I would say the same thing, understanding and be compassionate about your employees. It's not that you've employed them, you're paying them. That doesn't mean that you're above. It doesn't mean you should look down upon these guys. Yeah.
I'd say that maybe najua nimeambia Kaloi but yeah, I would also say understanding, but my way of thinking about understanding is that understand that we were brought up in a world that's so uncertain, and we are flexible, and at the same time we are resilient, and being that has given us a unique way of thinking that things are like there's a different way of doing things, and we want to implement that even if we're at the bottom of the barrel, because as Gen Zs we're now starting, and so that means we're going to be the interns and the ground people, and so in the hierarchy of our workplace. So like I would like you to just be more like listening, like just understand that I don't know if I'm making sense. Am I making sense, guys? Yeah.
The way you do things and the way us we do things are a bit different.
So as we close up the show, what is the way forward for Gen Zs as they get into this workplace, or even some of us who are already inside the workplace? What is the way forward for us? What do you guys think?
I feel that we should come together and bring up companies that are
inclusive.
Like us Gen Zs are the ones who are bailing the shit up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be way different from how other companies work, and hopefully they're going to see that these guys have a different way of doing things, and it's working out for them, and hopefully they might follow the road.
Yeah, for me, just having somewhere now, like he said, where this generation builds growth and also, what is it called? Hey, there's this word. I'm looking for this word. Appreciates people's strengths, and just that.
Well, for us, it's like right now people are taking fast food, and we need soul food. What I mean is, we carry a lot of work and talent that can be used in many, good ways, and I feel like you should be in an environment where you feel like you're doing what you like and you're growing and you're loving it. It's not like you're just going because you want the money. Like you actually want to go because you love doing what you're doing.
For me, I feel like we are the people who can change our working space. So like tuatoe kwa hizo vitu.
Hey, anguka nayo.
Okay, yeah, for me, I'd say that for the future, when it comes to a workplace, even for Gen Z, somewhere that where would just fit in perfectly. Coming into a workplace and just seeing so many different, types of age gaps, sorry, but somewhere where it feels at home at the same time. It's as Gen Zs, now that I know from even talking with my friends, I know that we're all like, how does someone work an 8 to 5 for 20 years? Like, that doesn't make sense to us. We're having that whole conversation with my friends, and we're like, we need to find a way out of this vicious cycle. And that's what we called it, a vicious cycle. So, and that's what the future for me is, let work not be a vicious cycle. Let it be something that is beautiful. Like, I'm going to work and I'm not going to work with backstabbers. I'm not going to work with people who have all this drama or corporate drama. Like, I don't have to just, corporate world, my sister was telling me the corporate world is harsh and it has so many politics. Like, let's make it into a place where I don't know if that's a future for us, and I hope someone out there is feeling the same way that I'm feeling. Let's make it as somewhere that is also, it's also a safe place. Like it's a safe place. And that's what I was saying, maybe even a mental health sector. Like my friend and I were like, we should open a company and we'll have an office for the therapists. And it will be such a fun place to open doors. And a bar, I don't know. But yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's the future. A place that is like where I'm working, I'm reaching my targets, and at the same time, how in TikTok they're like, if you go to a place and they say a workplace, they say this is a family, run. That's a red flag. But no, actually it is a family, because we do take care of each other and we love each other, and it's a nice place. Okay, so any parting shots before we close up the show, guys?
Stay safe and peace and love.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, guys, just be happy. It's good to be happy. Smile. Yeah, stay safe also.
Peace and love to the planet Earth.
It's Friday.
They're not watching this episode on Friday.
It's Friday today, though.
Yeah, it's Friday. No, you should post it on Friday.
Take a shot of water. Be healthy.
Hydrate.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode, and that is a wrap for what we had to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I can, and even as an employer, if you're watching this, take some, take some, not advice, and take some tidbits here and there, because I know we are making sense. And you know where to find us on Traceability TV. Thank you, and that's a wrap. Bye.
Traceability TV. We trace it, you trust it.